Clark went down, the WNBA ratings have dropped over 55%
Yikes.
across the board.
Hey, guess what, guys?
The league is Caitlin Clark.
The league is Caitlin Clark. She is the WNBA, guys.
Sidelined with a left quad strain May 24th. National TV viewership has plunged since then 55%. Before the injury, Fever, her team, were averaging 1.81 million viewers, almost 2 million. Since her injury, fewer than 850,000.
When Caitlin Clark went down, the WNBA didn't just lose a player, it lost a plot. National viewership didn't dip, it nosedived. We're talking a 55% crash in ratings across the board the moment Clark limped off the court with a groin injury.
Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport?
Think about that. One player sits and suddenly more than half the league's audience vanishes into thin air. You'd think we were watching a solo act, not a team sport. Brennan summed it up perfectly. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact? The numbers scream no. This isn't just bad news, it's a crisis, because when your entire league is built around one rookie's ability to play every night, you better have a plan for what happens when she can't. Spoiler alert, the WNBA didn't, and now they're in full-on panic mode, bleeding viewership, revenue, and relevance by the day. Welcome to the WNBA's worst nightmare. The golden goose is grounded, and no one knows what to do next. Brennan wasn't exaggerating when she said Clark's absence wiped out over half the WNBA's viewers. That's not hype, it's hard truth. And the scary part? We've never seen anything like it in modern sports. Not even Tiger Woods had this level of grip on his league. Sure, golf viewership dipped without Tiger, but the entire PGA Tour didn't fall off a cliff. The WNBA? It's clinging to the edge by a shoelace. Caitlin Clark doesn't just boost ratings, she is the ratings. Her name alone fills arenas, her highlights carry the social feeds, and her jersey floods the stands with thousands of little girls rocking her number. So what did the league do to safeguard this once-in-a-generation phenom? Not much. No special treatment, no protection protocols, just tossed her into the fire and crossed their fingers. And now, with her sidelined, the whole house of cards is collapsing and no one's even pretending they didn't see this coming. Caitlin Clark isn't just hurt, she's hurt again. First it was a quad strain, now it's a groin injury. Two legit setbacks in just her rookie season, and we're barely a month in. This isn't just unfortunate, it's dangerous. Experts are already warning, rush her back too soon and you risk a long-term injury that could sideline her for a year, maybe more. And for what? A regular season game in June? That's not just short-sighted, that's reckless. She's 22, man. She's barely scratched the surface of her potential, but the league's treating her like a short-term boost instead of a long-term investment. If it means she needs to miss 3 weeks or even sit through the All-Star break, so be it. The Indiana Fever should be playing the long game here. Because if Caitlin Clark becomes the next what could have been because of burnout and bruises, the WNBA won't just lose a star, they'll lose the only reason most people are still tuning in. The numbers don't lie, and right now, they're screaming Mayday. Before Clark's injury, the Fever were averaging 1.8 million viewers per nationally televised game. Without her, that number plummeted to just 847,000. That's more than a 50% drop overnight. But it doesn't stop there. Ticket prices have crashed too, nosediving from $860 down to $250 in some cases. The average ticket price for games she's missed? A measly $80. That's not just a dip, it's a free fall. Cities that moved their games to larger arenas to handle Clark Mania are now staring at empty seats and refund requests. The Fever vs. Sky rematch, once a headline event pulling 2.25 million viewers, turned into a quiet Tuesday night. Prices for that game alone dropped from $210 to $95. Without Clark, the hype machine grinds to a halt. And what you're left with is a league that suddenly feels very small again. No cameras, no buzz, just crickets and empty chairs. This isn't just about an injury, it's about a fan base that feels fed up. A lot of people didn't stop watching WNBA games because they suddenly lost interest in basketball. They stopped because they're boycotting. They're protesting what they see as a total failure by the league to protect and respect Caitlin Clark. Fans aren't tuning in for teams, they're tuning in for her. And when she's not there, neither are they. It's not that they hate the other players, it's that they're sick of seeing the league brush off hard fouls, shrug off dirty plays, and act like it's all just basketball. They feel like their loyalty is being taken for granted. The WNBA had the opportunity of a lifetime with Clark. Instead of embracing it, they fumbled it. And now, fans are voting with their remotes. They've made it clear, no Clark, no viewership. And every empty seat and half-filled arena is a reminder of just how badly the league misread the moment. Caitlin Clark isn't just carrying the league, she's getting clobbered while doing it. This season alone, she's already been on the receiving end of 5 flagrant fouls, most of them courtesy of the same team, and the league, radio silence. No suspensions, no crackdowns, just vague statements about letting them play. It's become a lose-lose situation for her. If she reacts, she's called too aggressive. If she doesn't, she's too soft. Meanwhile, she's being bumped, blindsided, and battered like she's the villain instead of the biggest draw the WNBA's ever had. It's baffling. Imagine if the NBA let teams take free shots at LeBron all season with zero repercussions. The league would step in immediately. But in the WNBA, Clark's supposed to just eat it and smile. The message it sends? If you're the star, you're the target. And if you're the league, well, apparently you just hope the cameras don't catch the hit too clearly. The financial damage is piling up fast, and it's not just about TV ratings. The WNBA was already projected to lose around $50 million this year with Clark playing. Now that she's sidelined, that number's only climbing. Merchandise sales have slowed, attendance is sliding back to pre-Clark numbers, and sponsors who were eager to ride the Clark wave are suddenly reconsidering their investments. The Fever's games that once felt like sold-out concerts now echo like rehearsals, and league-wide viewership down to just 555,000 without her, well below last year's average. It's like time traveling back to the days when WNBA games were barely blips on the radar. And here's the kicker, Clark's presence had lifted everyone's boat. Higher salaries, bigger deals, more buzz. Without her, the league risks losing all the progress it made in just a few short months. If the WNBA doesn't change course fast, this moment of growth could become just another what could have been chapter in its history. So here we are, back at square one. The arenas aren't buzzing, the ratings are tanking, and the league's golden goose is stuck on the bench while everyone pretends not to notice the cracks forming in the foundation. The WNBA had the cheat code, the face of the future, a player who brought kids, families, and fans who'd never watched a single game before. And instead of protecting her, they left her exposed to the fouls, the politics, and the pressure. The result? A league that's watching the lights dim right when they were supposed to shine the brightest. But hey, if you're still tuned in, you get it. You see what's happening. So let's talk about it. Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button like it's a bad call, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next twist in this wild ride. Because if the league won't protect the story, somebody's got to keep telling it.